Hello dear students, today we will start with third chapter, that is types of software. In this chapter we will discuss about software, the different types of software, their usage, functions of softwares and language processors, utility software and file and folder management. All these topics we are going to discuss in this chapter. So let's begin with the chapter. Okay, so in the previous chapter we have learned about computer hardware. Have you ever wondered how does the hardware know what tasks to require to do? A computer is a machine which does not process any intelligence. As I told you, computer has zero IQ. It follows the instructions given by the user. A computer without instructions is like a car without driver. A set of instructions which perform a specific task is called a program. The collection of computer programs that provide instructions to a computer like what to do and how to do is known as software. Hardware and software are interdependent. Without a software, a computer cannot work. Similarly, if hardware is not there, software is of no use. So let's discuss what is software. A computer software is a collection of programs and procedures that instruct a computer how to perform different type of tasks. A software enhances the capability of the hardware and directs the computer to perform operations like input, processing and output. A software can be classified into two types: system software and application software. System softwares are further classified into operating system, language processors, device drivers, and utilities, whereas application softwares include general purpose software, specific purpose software, and customized software. First of all, we will discuss system softwares. So, system software is a collection of one or more programs which are designed to control the overall operations and performance of a computer system. A system software acts as an interface between the user and the computer. Some of its functions are to read data from the input devices, to transmit the processed information to output devices, to check the working order of all the peripheral devices, and to convert data and instructions into binary form that can be easily understood by the computer. So the system software is responsible to read all the input devices, and how the data will transfer between these devices is also decided by system software. And one of the most important job of converting the data into binary form is also being done by system software. System software can be classified into the following categories: operating system, language processors, device drivers, and utility software. First of all, we will discuss operating system. Operating system. Computer, being a machine, cannot do anything on its own. It requires specific instructions on how to perform each and every task. The operating system is just like the principal of our school. The principal has various responsibilities regarding managing the school, like supervising students, teachers, and workers, maintaining discipline, analyzing examination schedule, and so on. Imagine what will happen if there is no principal in a school. Everything will become unorganized. Similarly, if the operating system is not working in a computer, it will not be able to perform any operation. The operating system acts like an interface. The computer interprets the instructions given by the user with the help of an operating system. It is the master program which makes our PC alive and helps to run different applications. Operating system acts as a central coordinator between hardware and software. The operating system is classified into GUI and CUI based on the way it is interact with the user. GUI stands for graphical user interface and CUI stands for character user interface. Graphical user interface means it provides a communication between graphics and the user. That means it is also known as GUI. This operating system is graphical based and interactive in nature. We can use several devices like mouse, keyboard, etc. to interact with the system. Windows is the most popular GUI in use nowadays. Character user interface, it is also known as CUI. This type of operating system requires us to type commands in order to interact with the system. So the basic difference between graphical user interface and character user interface is that in graphical user interface we communicate with the help of giving graphics and with the help of certain devices, and in character user interface we communicate by giving certain type of commands to the system. Now let's discuss functions of operating system. There are certain functions, certain tasks that has been done by operating system. These tasks include processor management, memory management, device management, file management, error detection and security, and job scheduling. Processor management manages the working of the processor by allocating various jobs to it. It ensures that each process and application receives enough time by the processor to function properly. Memory management and operating system manages the sharing of internal memory among multiple applications. Device management and operating system controls the working of all input and output devices. File management, operating system also keeps tracks of information regarding creation, deletion, transfer, copy and storage of files in an organized way. Error detection and security, it provides security by means of passwords to prevent the misuse of computer. And the last is job scheduling. In a multitasking operating system, multitasking means that can perform more than one task at the same time. So in a multitasking operating system where multiple programs run at the same time, the operating system determines which application should run in which order and how much time should be allocated for each application in turn. Some of the popular operating systems are Windows, Macintosh and Linux. Windows people are using nowadays. Now let's discuss language processors. A computer does not understand any language other than a binary language or a machine language. As I told you in your previous classes also, that computer only understand the binary language, that is 0 and 1 form. So that binary language should be converted to our language also, because we people are not able to understand 0 1 coding language. So in this to achieve this process, language processors have been introduced. Language processors are responsible for converting the computer language to human language. Similarly, they also helpful in converting the human language to computer language. The various language processors are assemblers, interpreters and compilers. Assembly language is a low-level language where the programmer uses symbolic representations or names called mnemonics instead of numbers. An assembler is a program used to translate mnemonic operation codes to the machine language. Interpreter converts a program written in high level language. Actually, the language that we are using nowadays, like C++, like Java, Python, they all are high level languages. So an interpreter converts a program written in high level language into machine language program line by line and simultaneously executes the converted line. If an error is found, it displays the error and does not proceed till the error is rectified. Compiler. A compiler is a program that transforms human readable source code of an entire computer program into the machine code at the one go. If an error is found, it gives the error list along with the line numbers. So this is a huge difference between interpreter and compiler. This interpreter executes the instructions line by line, and if an error occurs, it will not proceed further unless and until the error will be rectified. But compiler, what does it do? It executes the whole program in one go and list the number of errors line by line, so that the execution time will become high or will become faster. Right now people are using compilers to execute our instructions. Device drivers. These are special programs which control the execution of a particular hardware device. They are used to convert the instructions given by the operating system into commands that can be easily interpreted by the specific hardware device. Whenever we purchase a new hardware, for example a printer, we need to install the printer software with an installation disk. This loads the new driver into the operating system and enable us to use the hardware. In general, if I give an example, suppose we want to play some songs or we want to play a video in a mobile phone, so it must have a video player or a audio player should be installed in a mobile phone, or then only we are going to we are able to hear the sound or we are able to view the video. So this is the short example of device drivers. Next one is utility software. Utilities are the programs that support the smooth functioning of a computer. Software utilities are specially designed to help the end user manage and tune the computer hardware software and perform tasks at a time. The main utility programs are described below. File and folder management. In file and folder management, backup, system restore and compression. These three tasks have been taken. In backup, this is a process of recovering data in case of damage or accidental loss. At times, the hard disk of a system fails and loses all the files stored in it. So an intelligent user keeps his files in backup storage devices in order to restore original files at the time of such failures. System restore, it is a utility in Windows to restore your computer system files to an earlier point in time. It is a way to undo system changes in your computer without affecting your personal files such as emails, documents or photos. Compression is a technique which is used to compress file. It helps to reduce the consumption of the storage space and ensures faster data transfer. We can compress multiple files or folders in a single file which is stored in different format. WinZip is one of the most popular compression software. Basically, compression is required when we want the space to be decreased, because many files are of very high size. Sometimes the files occupies a very much space in the memory. So compression helps the files to be less in size. Okay, disk management, disk fragmentation and disk defragmentation. The storage of a file in several non-contiguous areas of a disk rather than a single contiguous unit is called disk fragmentation. When a file is stored on a disk, the operating system searches for the file available free block on the disk and stores the file there. For example, suppose we are having a shelf, and in the shelf certain kind of books are being placed. So suppose one of the book is missing from the shelf and I am having a new book. So what I will do, I will place that new book in that empty place, so that in order to allocate the space to the new book. Alright, so this is also known as disk defragmentation and fragmentation. Disk cleanup, it searches the computer hard disk for unnecessary files that are not being used for a long time and occupying huge amount of space. It helps to free up disk space by deleting these files, which can be of the following types: temporary internet files, downloaded program files. Disk cleanup we are having in mobile phone also. When the memory of the mobile phone gets over, or we can say it will become heavier, then what will happen? A notification will come that tells the user to clean the disk by using certain type of antivirus that has been installed in our mobile phone. Virus scanner and cleaner. In today's digital era where all the work is being done on computers, it is imperative for us to safeguard our data from virus. A virus is a malicious program that replicates itself and makes the computer unstable. Antivirus software are computer programs to identify, prevent and remove virus from our computer. They perform the following tasks in our computer. Antivirus scans the computer files to look for virus. It identifies suspicious behavior from other computers, and it also removes the program which indicate infection. Certain antivirus programs are Norton, McAfee, AVG, Quickheal and Kaspersky. Encryption and decryption tool. Encryption is the process of conversion of data into a form that can be easily understood by anyone except those processing special information, usually refers to as key. This is done using an algorithm called cipher. The result of the process is encrypted information, refers as ciphertext. So we can say encryption is the process in which data is converted into a form that cannot be easily understood by a person except the person who is creating that file. We can say it's a kind of a security in which we keep a little content available to the users, and we keep the background details for us. For example, suppose we are having a car, and even the driver and the person who drives the car only knows how to drive it and how to control the elements of the car, but it is not allowed to the customer that the car manufacturer will give all the details regarding car, that how the car is being manufactured, where the car is being manufactured, which parts they have put in the car. So this kind of details is encryption. So encryption, in the simple words, we can say hiding all the details from the customers and giving us some little details that will be required for the customer. This is known as encryption. Whereas decryption is the process of converting the encrypted data back into its original form, so it can be understood by anyone to make it encrypted. Now let's discuss application softwares. Application software is a set of programs developed by programmers in order to perform a specific task. That means these type of softwares are designed for the customers to perform a specific task, to perform an individual task. The application softwares are categorized as general purpose application software, specific purpose application software and customized software. General purpose application software. It is not possible to make a software for each and every application. Hence, some general purpose application software are designed to meet the needs of individuals or organizations. These softwares are also known as packages. Some commonly used packages are word processing software that includes all the MS Word, MS spreadsheet वगैरह, and presentation software, desktop publishing packages, electronic spreadsheet, database management system, and graphics and multimedia software. Word processing software. A word processor helps you to create structured text documents quickly and efficiently. Examples: MS Word Writer, MS Word Pro, and WordPad, etc. Electronic spreadsheet. A spreadsheet program has to perform calculation, analyze data, and display the information in a tabular manner. The best example is MS Excel. Presentation software. It is used to present an idea or concept. This software helps to create and display slides on a computer. For example, MS PowerPoint. Database management system. Everyone uses database in his daily life. For example, we maintain phone directories, payroll figures, accounts, etc. In a computer, a database software helps you to store and manage a large amount of information. My best example is MS Access. We worked on it, MS Access. Desktop publishing packages. With the advancement of DTP packages, the same work that is printing press could complete in a few days can easily be finished within a few hours. For example, PageMaker, InDesign, CorelDRAW, etc. Multimedia software. It is used to create and play video, animation, sound, and graphics. For example, Windows Media Player. Now, specific purpose application software. Unlike general purpose application software that are designed to carry out common tasks, the specific purpose application software are developed by programmers to perform only specific tasks. These are some specific purpose application software which are described below. Accounting management. Accounts are the backbone of every organization. Thus, a proper accounting software is needed to all the store and managed these accounts transactions. Tally is the most popular accounting software in India. Reservation system. The need to have an efficient reservation system with global usage patterns for airlines, hotels, etc. They has been met by different companies with the interaction of a database. That they can store essential data and operate on customer related transactions online. For example, MakeMyTrip.com, Yatra.com, etc. Attendance system. Nowadays, most of the organizations prefer computerized attendance system for their employees with facilities like fingerprint scanning or personalized SIM card system. It is easier to record information and generate attendance reports later. School inventory control. Different companies are providing school management software with facilities like schools registrations and admission, transport maintenance management, library management, and so on. HR management software. It helps in recording the personal and official details on apply of an employee. Payroll system. Many organizations use payroll software to manage the payroll system of their enterprise. Billing system. Commercial organizations such as hotels, shopping malls, hospitals, and other stores which sell the service or products use the billing software in order to interact effectively with the customer. Now, customized softwares. It is a software that is specially designed for a particular organization or user according to their requirements. It is built to cater to the needs of a specific company, not the mass market. That means customized software is developed for according to the needs of a particular person. It can easily be modified according to the changing requirements. For example, commercial websites, business database, and software for private firms, etc. Mobile applications. An application is a software designed to do a specific task. The word app is an abbreviation for application. An app enables you to do something specific, like you can paint, draw, and read maps and barcodes, like take photographs, play games, etc. However, with the rapid rise in the use of smartphones, the word app is most used to refer to the software that run on mobile phones. Apps are designed to work on different operating systems used by the devices. An Android app is developed to work on phones and tablets which run on Android operating system, whereas iPhone apps can be used on iPhones which use input-output system. For a better running of apps, the internet connection speed must be fast so that the app can be downloaded easily from the Google Play Store on Android phone or through App Store on iOS. Now let's discuss the type of apps. Apps can be broadly classified as desktop apps, web apps, or mobile apps. Desktop apps. These apps can be used on desktop or laptop. They include web apps, Like examples of desktop applications are word processors, spreadsheet, or even smaller apps like Paint or Notepad. Web apps, these apps are required an internet connection. They are usually browser based and stored on a remote server. These apps can be used as when required from any device, for example Google Map, Instant Messenger, etc. Mobile apps, these run on a smartphone or a tablet. These apps are usually smaller in size as mobile devices has limited memory. Now, classification of mobile apps. Mobile apps can be further classified as native apps or hybrid apps. Native apps, mobile apps are usually developed for a specific operating system and device. This is because each device may have different specifications like GPS, dual sense, or cameras. Memory, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, or NFC. Apps that are developed keeping in mind the device specifications are known as native apps. Most native apps come pre-installed on the new phone and can also be downloaded from the Play Store. Hybrid apps. The hybrid apps contain the features of both web apps and native apps. These apps can be downloaded from the Play Store and installed on the device. These apps require the device to be connected to the internet. Hybrid apps can be stored partly on the local device and partly on the remote server. Some of hybrid apps can be operated offline with limited functionality by using the cached spaces. For example, the most popular gaming app, Candy Crush, is a hybrid app that can be played on mobile phone as well as on the web. So this is all about this chapter. We have completed this chapter. Along with this, I am giving you with the notes of this chapter. So just go through with the chapter yourself and try to solve the question answers. And just have a look on the solved answers questions also, and I will give you with the notes of the unsolved answers also. Till then, stay safe and goodbye.